What is an asset? What is an asset, everybody? Welcome, and I'm going to talk about some fundamentals of accounting, but don't get scared. This isn't like the boring stuff. It can be very useful if you want to know how to manage your money. What is an asset? Everyone's like, I have this assets. That's an asset. It's an asset. An asset is, in business, is something that helps you generate revenue. What does that mean? It could be anything. As long as its purpose in the business sense is to aid in making sales. Revenue is sales, basically. Money coming in, revenue. So, a computer for a business is an asset. The property that a business owns, like a building, let's say, if it owns it, that's an asset. The cash that they may or may not have is an asset. The inventory are assets. And so on and so forth. You get the point. Now, how does that apply to personal? Sorry. Game face, I'm here. How does that apply to a personal? What's an asset for a person? It works in a similar way. It's just a little bit different because we don't buy everything. We don't function like businesses always. So you can consider your house as an asset. Because of what I learned and what I know, and maybe maybe I'm going against like what's generally accepted. But I personally don't feel like the home that you live in is an asset. Why? You're not using it to make money. You're not using it to do a business, let's say. So again, to make money. And B, you're actually paying money on interest probably for your mortgage. All the expenses associated, the taxes, the upkeep, the maintenance of living in said house, and the inhabitants of the house are all expenses. So that's why your house, your personal house, your home, in my eyes, is not an asset. Now, if you rent out your house that you live in, you rent out a part of it, then part of your house is an asset. If the house itself is rented out, you're living in it, and it's being rented out, and it's paying for itself, maybe it's an asset. People look at it as an asset because houses can grow in value. Capital gains, appreciation, whatever. I'm not going to get too into like technical terms. People look at their house or home as an asset because of the fact that it grows in value. And that may or may not be true, but it's... Are you intending to sell your house that you live in for the purpose as an investment? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But you're cutting into your own gain, your own growth, your own profit because you live in it. Why? Because out of your own pocket, expenses happen. You're paying out of your own pocket. You're also paying the mortgage yourself, typically. And what I mean yourself is the family that inhabits it. It could be one person, it could be two, could be whoever's contributing to said mortgage, but that money's coming out of their pockets. If it's being rented out, it's different. Now, I'm not going to get into all the technical things about an asset as a house. Is your personal car an asset? No. Why? Yeah, you can argue that I use it to drive to work, for example. However, it's not a necessity to drive you to work. In fact, your employer does not care how you get to work as long as you get there, typically. Some employers obviously provide transportation, etc., etc. You can commute for a fraction of the price. I'm not judging that. I drive. But saying your car is your personal car that you do not use for business, saying that is an asset, it is not an asset. It's also an expense. Why? Because gas, insurance, whether you paid it off or you haven't paid it off, it's not an asset. It's actually a depreciating. Even if it was an asset, it's a depreciating asset because values of cars drop. They don't go up. Also, yeah, that was my other reason. I should have said that too. So yeah, now you understand what an asset is. An asset is anything, to put it in like layman's terms, an asset is anything. How can I say this nicely and with like, okay, I got it. An asset is anything, whether it's in business or personal life, that you use to generate income, money, revenue, however you want to describe it. So that's all I have to say about assets. Why is that important? Well, I'm going to get into net worth, liabilities, etc. in other videos. So now you know what an asset is, I can explain the next parts better. That's all I have to say. Let's keep growing together. I hope now you know more thoroughly like how to describe what an asset is, and understand when people can be like saying things are assets. Maybe they're joking, maybe they're ignorant, who knows. It's probably they're joking, they're not being serious, but don't be misinformed as to what an asset actually is. That's all I have to say. Take care, have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to be back with more money tips, and that's all.